I have to stop thinking. I have to start thinking. What am I thinking of? Why am I thinking? Why am I doing what I am doing? Some come out here and say, hey, look what he's doing. He must be on some kind of D-rug. D-rug. You know what that is? Think about it. Go to your shower, and when your shower curtain comes in, it goes like this, back and forth. Now, it also does it at the theater. You bring in the curtains, you bring out the curtains. Sometimes the artwork looks like a 7, 77, 72. Sometimes it looks like 52. Sometimes the 2 looks like a 7. Sometimes the 5 looks like a 2. And within the design, there's a design. And if I can explain to you what I want to happen, and maybe I'll design it because I've designed it before, certain things, and so much for the small talk, because all you're hearing is talk. So what do I do? Do I do numbers? Do I do math? What do I do? What do I do? I create equations that bring elements in the alphabet, words, closer together. Closer together or not together at all. More or less saying that there's a second story and a third story and many stories. In fact, it's only my story, what you hear of my story, what you understand of my story. And if you share my story, and when you hear my story, what you believe in my story, and the possibility of the reality that my story has any coherency. Who are we? If we go through all the elements in life that were ever spoken, in jokes, in riddles, and then if we're talking in jokes or we take a chance, we might be in Monopoly, and there are 40 areas in Monopoly, and 4 areas take up 16 areas. It's funny, in Monopoly, and I'm going to probably lose myself because I'm always losing myself. There are so many stories going on, so let's go into Monopoly. So if I tell you, and I don't want to tell you, but I'm telling a story, you're listening. If you want to listen to what I have to say, stick around. There won't always be a gain, and to listen is sometimes such a great pain. Just to sit here, not knowing where I'm going. I'm going to tell you the end result, and it's 17 years plus life that I've been working on this. Where do we come from? Is there life after death? What are all the religions about? How come we can't even come together, more or less, other than what I know to be 1.8 billion to be following the cube right now? And I don't blame them for following the cube, because the formation and rotation, what I believe is inside the moon, that also has something to do with the astrological zodiac. Is that what you want to say it? Or astrological, what is to be known as the constellation. Following what is going on, there had to be a system. Did there not? Or did God just go whoof and put the spirit into all of us? But there is a system. And the system is in us. And it's how these bodies work, according to what they say is Mother and Father Nature. This is what I assume, because of all the elements and the reality and the artwork that goes along with this. Just give me a second. So let me go back to Monopoly right now. You know, the first TV antenna was like this. It was a rabbit's hat. A rabbit's hat is ears. So I'm going to go into Monopoly right now and move away the drill and move away these papers and these papers here. What is it, 448? And try and put this cat on the side here. And Obligations in designs, how to square things off and understand them as a circle if you desire to. Because I can do the square, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to create what is the circle. And if you notice, when the circle's outside of a square, it'll create a D, a D, a D, and a D. Well, there's the square, sorry. When the circle's outside of the square, yes, that's what it is. Outside of the square, that's what it's going to create right there. So it sort of looks like 88, right? Right, it sort of looks like 88. See that funny looking 88? Well, why don't we try it another way? We'll put a cane, like a cane jack, and then we'll put another cane jack, right? But at the same time, we'll come from inside. How can we do it again? Yeah, then we're going to go from here, this side, and we're going to bring it back and come here. And then we're going to come here from this side, and we're going to bring it back and come here. And if you want, we're going to do it a little bit quicker. And now you have 808, and okay, so here it is. 808 bicycle cards. How many dots are on the left side of the queen? How many are on the right side of the queen? Is there anything in that queen a little bit deeper in that image that you can see? So I have to study this. You can see in one is an umbrella, is this sword, and in the other it's some kind of flower. And then at the top there's something. So this has to be studied and understood. Other than that, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 on one side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9 on the other side, 19. And then how many pieces in here, and how much more can we look at? Jack and Jack came together like a hook on each side. Take a look. To look a little bit deeper. The more you look, and you don't want to look with your sane mind. This is not for the sane. So we're going to have to look. What do we see? Starting to see that 8 or B in the center. And there's another thing. The letter R, okay, I'm going to make it this way, and then when you bring it, okay, for the letter R again down here, we're not going to use two heads, but we can use the shadow down here. So if I was to do this, okay, like that, this almost looks like one of the masks. You see the way it looks like two eyes over here, and the division between R and R. Just questioning what that possibly can be. Or is that one chicken leg between here and there, or the split hoof between the reel? You see the reel, like the DVD, and then we have the back side of the DVD, and then we have what is the front side, and then we're going to have the big brow, and then we're going to have the big brow. Okay, now my big question is, see the way it's starting to look like a tunnel, like a passage in a tunnel, and a passage in a tunnel. Hold on, this had to be more over here. This had to be more over here. Just trying to see. And you see the way it curves here and it curves there. It curves here and it curves there. Could be a parachute. Could be 3. I'm not really sure what we can, what I should be putting in there. I have to take a look. And then this would give this curvature here. It almost looked like a loaf of bread, right? Everything in history had to say something. Everything in history has to say something, and it has to come back in some sort of design. So how would How would this door go? I don't know. I don't know. This is down. This is the inside. And we can also look at it as, if I start here, we can look at it another way. You see the way we have this? Hold on a second. So we're going to take it and we're going to finish off the full notch with that. I like to look at that as a little duck. So now we have the two sides. We have the two sides. What's going on? I'm just trying to figure out. Almost looks like a claw, like a bird's claw spread out. And then we're going to go with, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go up here. And that would be, let me see. Can we look at it that way? And I would like to do the invert, you know. I'm not really happy to go all the way up here. We're going to do it again up here. So we're going to have the double sky. But anyways, okay, let's move on. We have, let me just move on. I know I sometimes get off track. Now, in the United States, the meaning of 808, the United States Playing Card Company began printing company called Russell, Morgan and Company. Russell and Morgan produced their very first deck of cards in Cincinnati, Ohio. Maybe that, you see, I like CO. CO, creation. Okay, now O is the 15th letter. 7.5 times 2, 3.75 times 4, all the ways to get to 15 and where they fit. 375 happens to be creation, okay, of the male, female, CDDC moon. 77 matter and energy coming together. When you have the matter, you will have the energy. In the factory back in 1881, 9 times 9, 9 plus 9. The brand was called Tigers. Now, Tigers is the IT of the 7th gate. IT is 29, birth in the sun. Then GE in Tiger is male, female, as I just spoke. RS happens to be the spirit of Ra. The S at the end of a word is for AI. Because it's the 19th letter. And AI is what is and has been created 369, what is noted to be, if I understand correctly, man. Although 3 has female in it and 9 is the birth, it is the birth within man. 1 times 9, 1 times 6, 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 6, 1 plus 9. 1 plus 9 is 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, and 1 plus 6 is 7 on the left side of your calculator. And that is what runs the moons. 13 runs the 169 moons. And 12 runs 156 moons. In a cycle, 3 times 156. Let me see what this is. 3 times 156. Hold on a second. Where's a pen? I want to buy this building. I want to buy this building. They want to throw me out. They want to get rid of me. They want to repaint it, tear everything apart. 156 times 3, 169 times 3 by 9 is 27. 2, 18, 0, 2, 3, 4, 507, which is the gateway in the female. 507, again, 507. Which is the halfway passage, the gateway. It's in the moon. It's the DC moon. 7 times 7 times 7. Check the answers out. And it happens to be W, no, it becomes X, W, X, as 3, 4, 3 is the answer. This will be 8 and 1, 15, 6 and 1. Okay. One would be 468. The other would be 507. Now, I don't know which way to do this, but 6 and 8 is the division of the 7th gate. The halfway area between the 7th gate is number 4. 1 plus 3 equals to 4. 1, 2, 3, blank, 5, 6, 7. What is inside? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. F, B. In the piano, there's no black keys. 86400 is the number of seconds. there are in a day. 84 to Pluto, 86 division of the gate. 68 on 2 cubes is actually DC, because it'd be 34 times 2, 68, 43 times 2, 86. Get smart. G gate of ET. Smart. I have to think, what is S first in front of M? M being 1000. S looking like 5. So should S come before M? Is it as a possibility that it's less? Or is it a multiplication and equal to 5,000 in art? 5,000 art. What does that mean? Why did I say it? M equals to 1,000. It's also the federation. So when you have the first vowel of first is S, which is AI, you have the AI, what is second letter M. The artwork in M is 1V1. 1V1 also noted as 4, 5, and 6, or it is a total of 40, or what is it, a total of 22, 31, 40. And the reason for that is 1V1, the 9th, 22nd, and 9th in the alphabet. Hold on a second. I want to do this on paper so I can save it. Push bug off. Bug off for a minute. Now I forget what I was talking about. Hold on a second. It wasn't about the cube. Wow, I'm gonna have to. One of my first pieces 17 years ago. And then there was the dark period of the water. I used to see it. Everything in the water was dying. This says 2010. I don't know why. I think it's older than that. And there's this one was pretty hard to do. The paper was what do you call it? Couldn't write on the paper. And it's really good cardboard, you know. The cardboard you buy today. Just gonna just a couple of pictures here. It's not even finished, you know. See the king's head in the center? Where is it? Here. Mouth. Make sure you want to shake them. Okay, so there's this one. Okay, so, and then there's this one here. Oh no. He's got his 2 hands. If you look at from far, he's got his 2 hands on his face. Him, her, right over here. Or is it this way? I think it's this way. Hand here, the mouth, face. 1963. And then there's just some scribbly. And we did the black sun, right? This is just scribbly. This is number 29, BI, B-I. It's A-H and it's B-I. The spirit goes into the heaven and the intelligence is received in the CPU. What is a CPU? What is a CPU? We have a personal. We have a personal connection. Why is the light not good now? We have a personal. Somebody fix this. You know what's funny? That people, can I call them people? What is it? What is a person? That people, don't worry, I'm going to get back to the word smart, that people don't realize what they're doing. People do not realize what they're doing. Just now they ran in the hallway. Bang, 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 bang. I don't care now, but there are times I would care. We are the receivers of the Spirit into a soul that runs under a certain vibration. And there's a polarity with that vibration inside your body, which your body can handle. In order for the body to survive the mind on this planet, my theory is that if you go outside that vibration too often and you don't zen within, meaning bringing everything from within A to Z, from inside to outside to in, up and down the elevator of who you are within as your blood pumps for each different code of blood going and feeding something else in the system constantly. And no, I don't know what Zen is. I've never done it before. I don't need to. I just have to hear the word and I'll tell you it my way, and you just tell me if I'm right or wrong, or if you see more. And that vibration of 432 between A and E, between I and E, within I is E and I am of the heaven spirit. If I abuse the ark in which is of the soul, in which is the holder of the torch of the light of the spirit of man, in the female world, when you go outside that vibration, and if I know a little bit more about the medical, certain things about timing of cells and stuff, about fixing a cast in your broken leg and how much time for the bone to heal at a certain age in relative to what number 25 years to life, earth, the gateway of the Holy Spirit within the body, which is Old Mother Hubbard, who is in the CPU cupboard board, finishing an RD as like third, reference to show, reference to bronze. Where do I get all this from? In the word third, it ends in RD. In third place, you would end up with bronze. You'd be third on the list, but you'd be one of the first. You'd be one of the first, but you'd be third. Who would you be? You'd be more than all. You would be what is first and second together, first in between both what is to the left and what is to the right. 3 creation, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals 2, and 1 equals to 3 creation. Fibonacci, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 1 is 3. Fibonacci style, Fibonacci star style, which is an X and an addition coming together. So when you break that good vibration from within the Holy Soul and you're not starting life onto the right path, you're distorting and you are displacing and you are always correcting within of the body, yet the mind, because the mind does not know. What is meditation? MED. It is the mirrored angle of matter and energy. Demo, demonstration. Where can I go with demo? Demo is of the sun, it is of the fox. It is 9 times 6, 33 rotation. Where do I get this? The E is the 5th letter, the D is the 4th letter. It is the birth within the sun. I'm going to round what the reality, what the meaning is through the words, because I'm not really sure which way to put it. I need to work with others. We need to juggle this in the air and weigh it off, just like they came up with the mathematics of bed mass. Just like we come up with certain equations, how come this and how come that? If you're cutting a piece of wood all the way through, but you only need 8 inches. Why do I have to continue the saw? Why can't I make a check mark and just stop over there? Then if I did, I'd have to be cutting with a straight saw, not a round saw, because a round saw will leave a mark after the fact of where the cut is, and then you can see it. So there's all these little pieces and parts. I'm going to get myself a glass of water. I'm going to come back. I'm going to put it on pause, and just give me a minute. Okay, now I stopped this for a second. I just want to show you that the thing with the L is it's Al's Diner. It's not AI, okay? It's also called Al's Diner. See, it's a wait and eat, W and E. So we're gonna have to wait. Now I'm not sure it can be W8, and what actually goes in. The apostrophe is 19. You know when you have the 2 apostrophes, so they're all 9s. What does that mean? I don't know yet. I'm thinking. So what it is that L is 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1 equals to 2. It can be 1221 if you want to look at it that way, right? It can also be what is 1 and 1 equals to 2, okay, which is 2 and 1 equals to 3. See, in this situation, it's 2 and 1 equals to 3. So if you're going this way, it's U. If you're going this way, okay, it's L with this. Here, which one do we use first? If I use the multiplication over this first, then it is the L letter. So here you would end up having, let's say I reverse this, so it would be, it would just say that. But what if I took it as 11 times 11 times 11 equals to 1331? Well, the 12th letter equals to 3 equals to 3 equals to 1 equals to 1. 11, 11, 11. And now if I take out the cubes, right, over here, and we take out the calculator and we line this up and say, look, 3 down here, 3 down here, 3 down here, 3 down here. It looks pretty square to me. There's 1 in the center. That means there's space for 1 above and below. I'm going to say the face is 9. Since the face is 9, then I'm going to say the 1 and 8 void. And I'm going to say the 2 and 7 void. If that is right, I will flip them over. Right, I'm going to flip them over. I'm going to flip them over. Right, I'm going to flip them over. And put that like that. All right, and now you're going to say the 6 void. Okay, whoop, it's a 6 dot. It's a 3 void, 6 dot. And here it is a 5 dot and a 4 void. 7, 11. Here you can go 1, 8. And here you can go, no, that's what it is, 28, the cycle of the gateway. 18. You become spiritually legal driving, DMT, right? Department of Motor Vehicles. This is where the beta gates into Ra, the spirit heaven. One is alive and one is a passage that you are using its life. You are, I don't know. So this is 7, 11. Since it's 7, 11, that means there are 11 empty spaces here and 11 empty spaces here. Here it's 7 and 4. And that is energy. And that is the reverse of what is that is 47 is time. So energy, reverse it is time. So what's going on? And at the same time it becomes 22, which is an ape's life. It is the letter, the 22nd letter with the 5th letter reverse. 28 to the cycle of 11K. 7 times 4, 28. You see, I'm just going to tell you something. Since I'm alone here and no one's interrupting me, and a lot of times I forget, and people have to remind me that if I should talk amongst others, I would need somebody taking notes so we can refresh my mind and move forward again. As every time I stop and go, I leave go of one vine. I no longer think of it. I no longer remember it. I cannot hold on to 2 if my mind is in sync with seeing one thing. I only can see one thing at a time. And I can jump from one to the next and keep forgetting. As long as somebody reminds me, I can hook up again. So where I get these numbers from is very simple. In the regular alphabet, which everybody seems to, where whoever's listening to me right now, here in North America, I live in Canada, I use the English alphabet. I also use the alphabet if a little bit in Spanish, or if that's what the language is, and French, and if I can use others. I listen to sounds. I don't care how it's spelt. I really don't care how it's spelt. That's not the main concern all the time. Another thing is, I was talking about Al's Diner, and in Reboot, right? Reboot, and Reboot was Bob was a guardian from a supercomputer, helped by his friends Dot Enzo and Dog Frisket. You see, they defend. Right? They defend the computer just like your what's it called? Like, this is what's in your body right now. We have defenders supporting us against everything that's ever happened before this planet was created. Defend the digital city of Mainframe from evil computer viruses that seek to dominate the city and infect the entire net. Well, when you're talking about these things, net backwards is 10. It is number 93. It could be infecting the sewage system. SEW. Spirit in the E-world creation. Venus, Earth. Talking about 333 before. Why the pigs? Because that's their pregnancy, 3, 3, and 3. When you divide 1 by 3, when you divide 1, 4, and 7 by 3, it equals to 0.333. So I have to try and understand where 1 fits in. Okay, now if 1 had to be an association, it would be 1 and 9 equals to 1, and then both 1 and 9 would be in 333. Now at 4 divided by 3 equals to 1.333, so therefore 4 and 6, no, 4 and 9 equals to 13 equals to 4, and therefore stays the same thing. And 7 divided by 3 equals to 2.333. Okay, and to get back to 7, you would have to also use 9 equals to 16 equals to, now we have back 147. But if we wanted to note, how can I say this? If we wanted to come into each other, here we have number 1, here we have number 2. I'm just trying to, so does that equal to 3.999? I'm just trying to understand something I'm doing over here. Yes, and the other one is 1 plus 0, 4 plus 0, and 7 plus 0 to remain exactly what they are. So if they're all with zeros, then they're all counting this one over here. Do you follow me? Why? Because that's where the 0 is. And where the 3 is, it's all because of 3, 6, and 9 divided by 3 equals to 1 equals to 2 equals to 3. So now 1, 2, 3 is all about 1, 2, and what equals to 3 is equal to 9. So now we have to try and figure out, does this make any sense? Because we don't have 0 over here in this one over here. But everything is divided by 3, but it's not that 3 over here. Or is it that 3? Just to note, 56, 52, and 42. What are these? The numeric value for the word of this. The total, okay, is 18 times 9 equals to 90 and 72 equals 162, 216, 81 times 2, which is double Venus, Ra, 9 times 9, creation through Jupiter. This one over here is 1440 times 1.5, which is running around the Mars pole, minutes in a day, to the size of the moon. I'm matching things up to where we have the cube of time. 60 seconds is also to the word orange. If I put orange sun, I would have, 54 and 60, which is the gateway. It is also noted as 114, which is the pig's basic pregnancy, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. Now, are we talking about 90 days and 21 days and 03 days, equaling to a total of 114? And then one of these months will probably have 31 days. So that'll be plus 1. And then maybe 2 of the months have 31 days. And if 2 of the months had 31 days, that would be 116. Or it'd be 115. This is the key. This is the key. And I'm just trying to see the key to the Fox pass. 6. The new key. Because in number 5 is the word, are these letters over here. And inside of the 6 is the word fox, which is the passage to the angels of 10, the net. Now I'm going to get into this, Okay, I think I got a little boring here for a while. Monopoly. An hour ago we did this. Monopoly has got 16 to the corners area space using squares. It has a total of 72 to the properties going anything but the corner. This is on the inside. This is the corner. Noted that in the 72 there are 4 times 18, or there's 16 plus 2 times 4. And the reason I wrote it this way is because 2 of them are the trains. That's right, the trains. Every property takes up 2 and the corners take up 4. So if you look at it, you could be looking at 10 at every corner. 10, 10, or a sad face at every single corner. 2 corners make a pig. Why? Because in electricity, you put a marette. Marette. The son of Mars. The summer son of Mars. Ram. Going up the hill. The blockades. Freeze them up. Freeze them inside the guide stones. Freeze them inside the guide stones. Put up some walls. Freeze those walls. Don't let anybody see. We've got them now. We've got them now. We've got them now. Here they are. They'll never know. In 100 years from now, they'll never know. We'll burn the books. It's okay. They'll never know. And inside of here. And where's the rest of the world? The rest of the world is all around here. We're like this egg moving inside and out like the yolk. Anyways, just let's leave that out. We were talking about buy for Bible. I was talking about the Monopoly, 2 for the trains. But they're not all properties. So some of them will have 6 properties, and some sides will have 5 properties. So this will take up 12 areas, and this will take up 10 areas. And then this train will take up 2, and the train will take up 2. I'm just trying to see. So this is an equation. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I'm just going to leave it like that. Just to note that 72 also is 4 times 72 equals to 288. And 1 times 72 equals to the 360. But hold on. It is 216, the size of the moon. Okay, that will create your first base. All our what I'm talking about is when you go around 360 degrees, right? Okay, to 1440 minutes in a day. So this is times 4. But when you go around 360 degrees, your movement is no more than 72 degrees max. Inside what Monopoly shows me, taking away the corners, and we're cutting the corners. Now, if we're cutting the corners, that means we can be still using the corners. But if we weren't using the corners, okay, would we be cutting through this way? Right over here, skipping around the corners. And every time you'd go to a corner, you just go right over here. So that'd be your 365 days, unless you're cutting through the corner. Over here. So if you're cutting through the corner, I want to take off, although there's 4, I want to take off 1, I want to take off 2, so I'll take off 8. So instead of there being, okay, let me show you this, instead of there being 88 as 40 and 48 equals to 88, if we cut the corners, I minus 8 as 1 and plus 0.5 and plus 0.5, 55, cutting the corners. So that would be a total of 2 times 4 corners equals to 8, leaving me with 80. This is the house of 420. I'm going to get into that in a minute. 420 DC, we did smart. We were doing properties.
88, yes, because when you go around in Monopoly, right, and these corners are square, I'm just doing this small, they're going to use up 4 area spaces. And then the train is going to use up 2 area spaces everywhere, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, here is the center area, the one center area to all the trains, 1, 2, 2, 2, and here's all the 4. So there's 1, 2, 4 if you want to understand it. Now in between here, okay, is 4 properties and 4 properties, each one taking up 2 area squares, equaling to 8 and equaling to 8. Equaling to 8, equaling to 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 808, 08, 08, 08, 08. That's the number of squares. And why? Because there's a bunch of area space that's void, right? And if you notice, there's 1, 2, like you can almost create the tic-tac-toe here, right? Something like that. But anyways, so you have bad, or you have purple, and you have DC. 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, and 2 equals to 5. 5, 4 is birth. Fox, sun, 10. Hugs and kisses. OX, OX, OX. It's the 15th letter and the 24th letter. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 6 and 8. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5, 5 and 6, 6 and 5. It is white. It is 7. It is 3. These are all the words that go with that. It'll recreate 41, which is your NA. It also represents a 1 block, smallest square, and a 4 block. NA, crossing through the sun. Not sure if one moves inside the other. 65, when you multiply it and add it, it equals to this, and it continues on to recreate. So this equals to 39, and 39 equals to the word 10. Rat, sun, Saturn is 39, is 93, is 39. The letters C and L, which is creation of AI. Why is AI inside of that? Because it's 1 times 1, 1 plus 1. Okay, L is 3 times 4. L is because of what comes from equals to 1 equals to 2. That is your 3, 1 and 2 is your L. Now, what happens is it's AI, but nothing happens until C comes into creation with birth, equaling to 3 and 9 equaling to the 12th letter. So it's not only, it'd be 3 and 9, it'd be 4 and 8, it'd be 5 and 7, it'd be 6 and 6. So within the 7th gate, the male and the female, the king and the queen, through the moon of DC and Pluto, the sun, of what is 10D. What is 10D? A, B, C equals to 6 plus D equals to 10. J, F, 1 and 6. The cube enters the game. Q. Why Q? Because the reverse alphabet of 10 is Q. The reverse alphabet of F is U. And its creation is KC. The 11th letter will create what is the 3rd letter. F-U-C-K, but let's not talk about it. What comes up in the city? What comes up? Where did purple come from? The game of pool, purple comes from. This adds up to 8 and 16 when added and minus, which is 4 times 4, and 4 plus 4, which comes from what is 8 times 4, 8 plus 4 equals to 32, equals to 12, equals to 44. Area space. Teen space area. SAT. And what happens is the value is this. Now I can keep going on and on and on. It doesn't stop, but I wanted to go into what was smart, what was inside this word. Here is the number 5. Here is AI. AI tells you a bunch of things. And one of the things I tend to see, because the alphabet ends on Z8, okay, is it giving me a leeway, okay, to go Y as the 27th letter as 9, and then continuing on to the alphabet, and then back to, I can't go back to Z again. I would have to go back to X, and X would automatically, XYZ would automatically be 6. Although this is the 27th up, how do I come back the other way? Would I be going ZY, Z, Y, Y, Z, Y, Y, Z, Y, Z, Y, Z, Y, X, X, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, 6. And this will be 13, this will be 13, this will be 8 and 8 is 16, and this will be 25. So I'd have to understand this at 38, and 13 is 51. We're looking at Mars, Earth total. Earth is only one piece. Then we'd be looking at what is 38, and what is 38 to the spirit is 76. And 19 would be the halfway point. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just taking a look at something. Just taking a look. I'm trying to see if I went over all the corners. No, I didn't. There was one piece that was missing, and it was in the word smart, where the letter M comes into Roman numerals. The Roman numerals placement in the alphabet, the 1, the V and the 1, as V minus 1 is 9. 22nd letter, 9th. 22 minus 9, although it's 4, it's also 13. 22 plus 9 is 6. It's also 31, 13, 31. 11 times 11 times 11, 13, 31. Allah. 9 for 9 equals to 13, and 36 equals to 49. 49, 49, 98. It is high, Hi, coming from Venus. Inside of art, or should I look at it as rat, because it is the divided heavens, something to do with what I believe is Saturn, because inside its name it's Saturn. Now the question is, where is the heaven? What is a heaven? Is it within your mind? Is it within your mind in the area space that you were in? Where is that heaven? Because I also know the rat is inside the sewage system. I also know inside the sewage system what goes down underneath the ground. You do a little bit of homework, and maybe you'll get a bell ringing at your door inside your mind, so you'll think a little bit deeper. Communication breakdown. So we're at the end of times, the beginning of the new times. The new knowledge has come in. This is just a movie for everybody that's asking where are we. This is for entertainment purposes only, and everything I do comes out of the truth of games, sports, doesn't matter what it is, cut up and give a little bit more form to a flat letter on a piece of paper, but make that letter thin but pliable so we can bend it into something, because I believe all the letters connected from dots and dashes creating the letter can be contorted into building something even larger, even if it's just a word. But with my own two hands, I'm only here for the equations to bring everything closer. It is only a few that is needed for us to speak within the matrix and let the spirit within the matrix know that no, it's not going good here on planet Earth. Not for one person or 5 people or 500,000 people. But the reality is, for close to 7 billion people, many know there's something wrong on this planet right now. And it's time we take 5 minutes somewhere during the day thinking of somebody else is taking that 5 minutes during the day, wherever you are, and just put your head forward and try to get to the true vibration within so we can connect with the spirit within the holy vines. We have not been completely locked out. We can never be completely locked out. It is not possible. We have been altered in the Holy Ark and our scrolls. So anyways, into the word Bible that I did not do, let me finish this. We have meret, which ties two wires together. Also known something to do with pigs, everything to do with pigs. It could be plumbing, could be electric. Male, M-A-M-A, think of it, it's something different. Yo, Mars and Earth coming together. Bi, meaning the division of. L is creation within the moon. See 13 and 13, it's divided. The seventh gate is divided between the birth, between I, the 1 ball and the 9 ball, AI, remember that also. The 1 and the 9, AI, you see the S letter is the 19th letter. It is after the R letter, and the numbers divide right here between 18 and 19. And 18 mathematically will create this, but 19 will remain the same. So they will connect. The one spirit will come into the heaven of AI, in which, like I said, I wouldn't leave out. If you have the piano, okay, the piano gives you full extension, AG, in which you will go AF and AF, and you will go B, F, and A, E, and here you will go. Let me do this again. With AG, you will only go A to F, and you will go B to G, but you will go A, B, and then you'll go E, F. Because when you're going backwards, you must start from somewhere. So this is your 0.0 start, and this would be your 0.0 start. Here would be 3, and here would be 11. The same thing in the game of pool. Now you're going to go B, F, and you're going to go A, E. And then you're going to intertwine and connect there. Did I get that right? B, F. Okay, no, that's when it was this one. We're going to do this one over here. Did I get that one? We're going to go A, F, and B, G. So now, let me see, did I get this right? We're going to go A, F, A, F. Okay, let me see. Right. We're going to go A all the way to F now, and then we're going to go B all the way. Okay, let me see this. No, this is not what I wanted. Hold on a second. We're going to go, yes, we're going to go A all the way to F and B all the way to G. Okay, that's right. So now, right, that's right. A all the way to F. Okay, so it's going to be A, B, F, and this one's going to be B, C, G. And this is going to be 12, and this is going to be 9. L, I, U. I have to, maybe eulogy, I don't know. The reason for this is because the next one is going to be AI. But we don't do AI. We do A, H, or A, B, H. And what we do is we do B, B, C, I. And if we were going backwards, I'd go I, H, over to B. What I'm doing is I come to the end, but the end what happens is, like, I can't use both ends at the same time. It's either this end or this end. So I move it. Everything can come into here if we want. And we would call this the E world, the umbrella, if you want to call it that way. And I'm just thinking. Anyways, 42 minutes, way too long.
Raphael 7286 in a constellation Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.